We're joined by Bemawu President Hannes de Buisson. Mr. de Buisson, your response to this latest statement from the SABC that this is basically finished and clear now?
Well, if they say so, then that is what it is. Of course, from our side, it is not finished. We have numerous complaints that we've received, not only in procedure, but also substantively unfairness that happened in this process. That we are going to take up with the SABC by filing a dispute. We hope that we can resolve that dispute internally. If not, then as a matter of course, we will then proceed to the Labour Court.
How widespread are these concerns? Are you talking about a few individuals? Because we know that people were given a chance to apply for different positions, or if there was a surplus, several people could apply for a reduced number of similar jobs. Are we talking about a few individuals or something much bigger here?
No, we're talking about something much bigger than just only a few individuals. We're also talking about 246 employees who left the employment of the SABC on voluntary severance packages. It was confirmed in today's meeting with the SABC that the SABC lost quite a number of skills via those voluntary severance packages because of the way that the SABC has reduced salaries and scale codes, which of course was not attractive to those employees, and they left. There's also some other considerations of those people who left because of the reduction in salaries and salary scales. It would have severely impacted on their pensions. Some of them only had a few years left to work. So those are people who did not want to leave, but they were basically forced to leave. So it's widespread. It's in operations, it's in news, it's in radio, it's in internal audit, so it's all over that people are complaining. And I can just mention to you that one of the complaints, for instance, is that the fact that on the SABC's SAP system, that is the internal accounting system of the SABC, or its operational system, a number of employees have sent us screenshots where they've applied for positions. They've not even been interviewed up until this point in time, but they are exiting the SABC by tomorrow. So that cannot be fair in anyone's books.
Regarding the people who took voluntary severance packages, and you're saying the SABC said more than expected did that, what do you want to do about that? I mean, they've left. Are you asking the SABC to reverse that, or what's going to happen now?
Well, some of those people complained because they have either applied for positions or they were offered positions at much lower scales, which forced them to leave and take voluntary severance packages. So we are busy currently putting together a list of complaints and applicants in this matter. Some would come from that genre of people that left because they did not actually leave voluntary. They were forced to leave the SABC, and there are some of them that wants to continue with their career at the SABC for another few years to contribute to the pension that they've been working their entire life. So yes, most definitely we want the SABC to reconsider its position where they offered those people lower salaries on lower scales.
Do you think you can be successful now? We've been following the process. You've approached the courts. There have been several attempts to approach the courts unsuccessfully. What makes you think you'll now have some success?
Well, the first unsuccessful approach has not been dealt with completely. It's still in the hands of the Labour Appeal Court. Subsequent to the 3rd of December, when the Labour Court delivered a judgment on the process, up until then, a lot of other things happened. It is totally different from what has happened in terms of the first consultation process. The SABC has changed, for instance, its structures, which they announced has been the approved structure. So there's a number of issues that needs to be dealt with. The SABC attempted to an extent in today's meeting with us to deal with some of those issues. We made it clear that we don't think that is the forum to deal with it. We will formalize rather our concerns and then present that to the SABC. So we believe that we will be successful. We still believe that we will be successful in the current matter that is before the Labour Appeal Court.
Okay, the relationship along the way, finally, Mr. Buisson, has seemed really bad between unions and the SABC. Tell us about the temperature in the more recent meetings. I mean, you wanted to stop this whole process. You weren't able to. It's now happened. Will unions and the SABC be able to work together on anything in the future, or is that relationship just going to be fraught forever?
I think one should understand the relationship between a trade union and an employer. It is most of the time, it is not a friendly relationship. Friendly in the sense that the one party will agree to everything that the other party is saying. We have a professional relationship with the SABC. We believe that they should also, and they will see it in that sense. We are acting on behalf of members, on their rights. And we should, or the SABC should be big enough to see that this is not an attack or an attempt to attack any of the SABC's managers personally. We are doing our job, and that is exactly what we're doing.
All right, thank you very much. That was Bemawu President Hannes de Buisson. The SABC said in a statement that it did use its best endeavours and managed to absorb affected employees who qualified for vacant posts during the recruitment process. However, the number of exiting employees was higher than originally anticipated, due primarily to the impact that lower job scales have on employees' retirement benefits and fund value. So conceding, yes, that some of those people did leave because they didn't want to lose their benefits. And said that the lack of relevant competencies and qualifications matching available jobs also affected things, and the SABC is sticking by that statement. It did not want to join us on air tonight.